If you're listening to this right now, chances are you care deeply about a teenager in your life. Maybe you're watching them struggle with decisions you wish they wouldn't make. Perhaps you see flashes of brilliance buried under layers of doubt. Or maybe you're simply wondering, am I doing enough? Am I doing this right? I want you to know something before we go any further: you're already doing better than you think. Here's what most parenting books won't tell you: the teenage years aren't actually about control, they're about transfer. You're not trying to manage a child anymore. You're preparing to launch a capable adult into a world that won't wait for them to figure it out. And that's terrifying. Because somewhere between their first day of high school and their last, you're supposed to transform from the person who solves all their problems into the person who taught them how to solve problems themselves. The question is, how? In the pages, or rather, the hours ahead, we're going to tackle the 3 pillars that determine whether your teen will thrive or merely survive. Behavior, not compliance, but self-regulation. Not obedience, but integrity when no one's watching. Confidence, not arrogance, but the quiet certainty that says, I can handle what comes next. Character, not perfection, but the moral compass that guides them when you're not there to point the way. This isn't a book of theories. It's a field guide built from thousands of hours working with families just like yours, families where parents loved deeply but struggled to connect, where teens were capable but lost, where the relationship felt more like a battleground than a launching pad. You're going to hear real stories. Some will make you laugh. Some will break your heart. And some will sound so familiar you'll wonder if I've been hiding in your living room. Here's the hard truth: you don't have forever. Every day, your teenager is making decisions about friends, about values, about who they're becoming. And whether you're actively shaping that process or not, it's happening. Right now. Today. But here's the hopeful truth: it's not too late. Even if you feel like you've made mistakes, and you have, because we all have, there's still time to change the trajectory. There's still time to build the relationship that will carry you both through these turbulent years and into a future where they want to call you for advice, not just on holidays, but on ordinary Tuesdays. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Give this book the next few hours of your life. Listen while you commute. Listen while you walk. Listen while you fold laundry or prep dinner, or lie awake at night wondering if tomorrow will be different. And I promise you this: you'll walk away with practical strategies you can use today. Not someday when things calm down. Today. You'll understand why your teen does what they do, and why the old tactics that worked when they were 8 don't work anymore. And most importantly, you'll rediscover something you might have lost in the chaos: hope. Hope that the child you're raising can become the adult you're dreaming of. Hope that you have what it takes to guide them there. Your teenager is watching you right now, maybe not literally, but they're watching how you handle stress, how you treat others, how you respond when life doesn't go according to plan. They're learning competence not from your lectures but from your life. So let's make sure we're teaching them the right lessons. Let's begin with the foundation: understanding the teenage brain, and why it works the way it does, because you can't shape behavior you don't understand. Welcome to the Competent Teen. Your journey to raising a confident, capable, character-driven young adult starts now. Introduction. Parenting a teenager often feels like standing in the middle of a storm, wind blowing from every direction, emotions shifting without warning, and moments of calm suddenly turning into chaos. One day your teen is open and talkative, the next, they retreat into silence or frustration. It's confusing. It's exhausting. And sometimes it makes you question whether you're still making a difference at all. But here's the truth: you matter now more than ever. Even if your teen rolls their eyes, shuts their door, or insists they don't need help, your voice, presence, and guidance are still shaping who they're becoming. Teens may act like they're pulling away, but deep down, they're looking for someone who sees their potential even when they don't see it themselves. That someone is you. The Competent Teen was written to help you understand and navigate this messy, beautiful stage of life. This book isn't about forcing compliance or controlling your child. It's about learning how to guide them through their most important years with empathy, firmness, and trust. It's about helping them grow into a teenager who can handle challenges, make good decisions, communicate respectfully, and feel confident in who they are. Teenagers aren't trying to make life hard, though it may feel that way sometimes. They're trying to figure out who they are. They're testing limits to understand boundaries. They're experiencing emotions that feel huge and unfamiliar. They're searching for independence but still needing direction. And yes, they still need you. In these pages, you'll learn how to build a relationship strong enough to stay influential, even when your teen pushes back. You'll discover how to respond to misbehavior in ways that teach rather than punish, how to nurture confidence without creating pressure, and how to shape your teen's character through consistent, everyday interactions. You don't need to parent perfectly. You just need to parent with intention, compassion, and the right tools. By the end of this book, you'll feel more equipped, more hopeful, and more connected not just to your child, but to the parent you want to be. Your teen is growing fast, but so can your confidence as their guide. Welcome to The Competent Teen. Let's begin this journey together. Chapter 1. Understanding the Competent Teen. Parenting a teenager often feels like stepping into a world where the rules change every day. Your once chatty child may suddenly turn quiet, your easygoing kid may now react with frustration, and the predictable routines you relied on can feel like they've been tossed out the window. These shifts can leave you wondering, what happened? Where did my sweet, cooperative child go? But the truth is, nothing is wrong. Your teenager is becoming someone new. Adolescence is a powerful, messy, transformative stage. Teens are trying to understand who they are, who they want to be, and where they fit in the world. Their growing independence can look like rebellion, and their emotional highs and lows can feel unpredictable. Yet beneath these changes sits a simple truth: they are learning how to become competent adults. And competence, real, lasting competence, isn't about perfection. It's about understanding themselves, handling challenges, making thoughtful choices, managing emotions, and interacting respectfully with others. When we talk about a competent teen, we are not describing a teenager who never messes up. Instead, we're describing a young person who is gradually developing the skills and mindset they'll need for life: confidence grounded in reality, character rooted in values, and behaviors guided by awareness and responsibility. A competent teen knows they are allowed to make mistakes, but they are also learning how to recover from them. Parents play a more important role in this development than most realize. Even when teens insist they don't care, they are watching, listening, and absorbing far more than they show. The challenge and opportunity for parents are to shift their approach, from directing every move to guiding from a place of connection and trust. Understanding the competent teen begins with empathy. Teenagers don't wake up trying to be difficult. They're navigating intense changes in their brains, emotions, and identities. They're dealing with pressure from school, from peers, from society, and from within themselves. They're carrying questions they may not know how to ask. And they're searching for someone steady enough to walk beside them through all of it. That person is you. And the more you understand what your teen is experiencing, the more equipped you'll be to support them as they grow into the competent, capable young adult they're becoming. To truly understand a competent teen, it helps to step into their world for a moment. Imagine standing in front of a mirror that keeps changing. One day you feel confident, your friendships feel strong, school feels manageable, and you feel good about who you're becoming. The next day, one comment, one awkward mistake, or one overwhelming moment makes everything feel shaky again. This emotional back and forth is the foundation of adolescence. Teens are in the process of forming an identity that feels true to them, and that takes time, exploration, and a lot of internal trial and error. At the same time, teens have a deep need for autonomy. They want to make decisions, express opinions, and explore new interests. But autonomy doesn't mean independence from support, it means independence with a safety net. Competent teens grow best when they know they can try new things and still fall back on the steady presence of caring parents. They need room to grow, but they also need boundaries to feel secure. So, what does this mean for you as a parent? It means recognizing that your teenager's growth often happens in the quiet, in-between moments, during car rides, late-night conversations, or when they come home from school looking exhausted. It means offering guidance without smothering, support without rescuing, and structure without rigidity. Your teen still needs your voice, but more importantly, they need your calm, your patience, and your willingness to listen before reacting. A competent teen is not shaped by constant correction but by consistent connection. They thrive when they feel seen and respected, even when they don't yet have everything figured out. They grow when their parents balance understanding with accountability, allowing natural consequences, when necessary, but also stepping in with empathy when the world feels too heavy. One of the greatest gifts you can offer your teen is perspective. When they face rejection, failure, conflict, or uncertainty, your steady reassurance helps them see that these experiences don't define them. Competence grows through struggle, not avoidance. Teens learn resilience when they're allowed to face real challenges with your support beside them, not in front of them. As you begin this journey, remember this: competence is not something your teen magically gains at age 18. It's something they build, layer by layer, through experiences, mistakes, and meaningful relationships. And you are one of the most influential relationships they have. Understanding the competent teen also means understanding yourself as a parent. Adolescence doesn't only change the child, it also changes the parenting dynamic. You may find yourself grieving the simplicity of earlier years or feeling unprepared for the emotional intensity of teenage life. These feelings are normal. Parenting a teen requires a shift from managing to mentoring, from instructing to guiding, and from controlling to collaborating. A competent teen benefits from a competent parent, not a perfect parent, but one who continues learning, adapting, and growing. Every time you pause instead of reacting, every time you listen instead of lecturing, and every time you approach conflict with curiosity instead of anger, you model the very behaviors you want your teen to develop. Your growth gives them permission to grow, too. As your teen navigates friendships, boundaries, self-image, and decision-making, they will look to you, sometimes directly, often silently, for cues on how to handle life. If you manage stress with calm, they learn emotional regulation. If you admit mistakes, they learn humility. If you communicate respectfully, they learn how to do the same. Your presence becomes their classroom. The competent teen is also built through experiences that teach responsibility. Allowing your teen to take ownership of their choices, whether it's managing school tasks, handling chores, resolving conflicts, or planning their time, helps them become accountable young adults. Competence is strengthened when teens learn that their actions matter and their decisions have consequences, both positive and negative. Your job isn't to shield them from all discomfort, it's to help them face challenges in a way that builds character rather than fear. The competent teen is not defined by perfection. They are defined by progress, awareness, resilience, and a growing sense of who they are. And with your guidance, encouragement, and presence, they can become the confident, capable, and grounded young adult they are destined to be.